Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. How the new scandal engulfing their mother could change their future forever. Welcome back, royal watchers, to Crown Chronicles, your one-stop destination for everything regal, riveting, and real about the British royal family. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, tap that notification bell, and join our growing community of royal insiders who live for the drama, history, and heartache behind the palace gates. Because today's story, it's one you don't want to miss. The York family is back in the headlines, and not for the reasons they'd hoped. After years of scandal surrounding Prince Andrew, now it's Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, who's found herself under intense scrutiny once again. And this latest controversy threatens to undo the quiet progress her daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, have been making in restoring the family's reputation. The question now on everyone's lips: what's next for the York sisters, and could their mother's new scandal finally cost them their place within the royal fold? For years, Beatrice and Eugenie have walked a delicate line between royal duty and private life. They've never been working royals, yet they've carried their titles with grace, attending family events, charity galas, and the occasional royal engagement. They've been the face of what many hoped could be a modern, relatable branch of the monarchy, women with jobs, families, and purpose beyond the palace walls. But with their father disgraced and now their mother under fire, that carefully maintained balance might be crumbling. The trouble began when Sarah Ferguson, long known for her charm and outspoken personality, found herself back in the headlines, and not in a flattering way. Reports began circulating about questionable business dealings and renewed public interest in her past connections, reigniting the scandals that once rocked the House of Windsor. Overnight, her name was splashed across tabloids again, and once more, the York family's private affairs became public property. For Beatrice and Eugenie, this couldn't have come at a worse time. After years of distancing themselves from their father's controversies, they were finally finding their footing. Eugenie has been quietly building her career in the art world while balancing motherhood, while Beatrice, now married and a mother herself, has embraced life away from the spotlight. They've kept things classy: no drama, no scandals, no attention-seeking antics. Just a picture of royal dignity in the modern age. But with their mother's name back in circulation for all the wrong reasons, the York sisters are facing renewed scrutiny, and whispers are growing within royal circles that King Charles III may have to make some tough decisions about how much longer the family can afford to carry the York name under the royal umbrella. Insiders claim that while the king remains personally fond of his nieces, he's deeply aware of how fragile the monarchy's public image has become. After a turbulent few years marked by scandals, controversies, and internal divisions, Charles is determined to streamline the royal family, keeping only those who contribute to the monarchy's work and reputation. And unfortunately for Beatrice and Eugenie, another public scandal involving their mother could make them collateral damage in that mission. It's a harsh reality, and one that's left royal commentators divided. Some argue that Beatrice and Eugenie have done nothing wrong and shouldn't suffer for their parents' mistakes. After all, they've lived largely private lives, contributing positively to society without drawing on taxpayer money. But others insist that the optics alone, the mere association with scandal, could harm the monarchy's image at a time when King Charles is working tirelessly to modernize it. Palace insiders say that the king is sympathetic but cautious. He knows the York sisters' reputations are clean, but he also understands how public opinion works. The monarchy thrives on perception, and when perception turns negative, even innocent royals can be swept away in the tide. For the sisters themselves, this is deeply personal. Beatrice and Eugenie adore their mother, despite her many ups and downs. Fergie has always been their rock, the one who raised them to be grounded and kind in a world obsessed with status. When their parents divorced, Sarah made sure her daughters felt loved and protected, even as the tabloids tore her apart. Their loyalty to her is unshakable, but now, that loyalty could put them at odds with the rest of the royal family. Reports suggest that the sisters have already discussed how best to handle the situation. They're said to be frustrated, not only by the renewed attention but by the unfairness of being dragged into a narrative they didn't create. Eugenie, ever the peacemaker, reportedly believes they should ride the wave quietly, avoiding comment and focusing on their family lives. Beatrice, more cautious by nature, is said to be worried about how the public backlash could affect their children and their place at royal events. The timing couldn't be worse. With the royal family already stretched thin, King Charles balancing his duties with ongoing health concerns, Prince William stepping up his workload, and Harry and Meghan firmly out of the picture, the monarchy can ill afford more internal drama. The last thing the king wants is another PR storm reminding the world of the Windsor family's messy history. So, what might happen next? Some royal watchers predict a subtle but significant distancing, fewer public appearances involving the York sisters, less visibility at state occasions, and perhaps even quiet encouragement for them to continue focusing on their private lives. Others think the king will hold off, hoping the storm passes before any drastic moves are made, but one thing is certain: the York sisters' future within the royal sphere now hangs in the balance. Their titles, Her Royal Highness Princess Beatrice of York and Her Royal Highness Princess Eugenie of York, could soon become relics of a fading era if the monarchy decides to draw a sharper line between working and non-working royals. It's an emotional crossroads for two women who never asked to be in this position. They've done their best to uphold the dignity of their lineage, even as the ground beneath them keeps shifting. And yet, here they are again, caught between loyalty to their mother and the duty to protect the family name. As one royal insider reportedly said, the tragedy of Beatrice and Eugenie is that they've inherited all the titles, all the attention, but none of the power to change their fate. Still, if there's one thing history has taught us, it's that the York sisters are resilient. They've weathered storms before, and they may well do it again. Perhaps, in time, this too will fade, another royal scandal lost to history's endless cycle of rise, fall, and redemption. But for now, all eyes are on Beatrice and Eugenie, two princesses standing at a crossroads. Their futures uncertain, their family once again in the spotlight. Will they emerge stronger, or will this latest controversy finally push them out of the royal fold for good? One thing's for sure, the next chapter in the York family saga is only just beginning. Stay tuned right here on Crown Chronicles, where we bring you every royal twist, secret, and shock from behind palace walls. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exclusive insights into the world's most fascinating family, Crown Chronicles, where royal truth meets timeless drama.